Hey! The last digit of your like on this video by each who you are from Melon Playground, and the last digit of your subscription to my channel will show your Melon Playground item. So go down right now, subscribe and give me a like. Look at the screen. Notice the last digit of your like and your subscription and write in the comments who you are from Melon Playground. It's simple, if your like is number 8 and the last digit of your subscription is number 5, you're a lemon and a cactus. Show your imagination and enjoy the show. Hi friends, it's me Melonfonk. In this video, we're going to talk about transportation that I can add to Melon Playground. But to start off the video, as always, I want to say a huge thank you to these guys right here for making it into my video. And if you want to be in my next video, it's pretty simple. And you need to subscribe to the channel, put a like, and always write your top comment. Well, and don't forget to subscribe to the cart, the link as always in the description. Anyway, I won't drag on your time and enjoy watching it. I already have this transport in the form of mods, and if you really want to, then spam comments and I will put this mod in the public domain, but for now I keep it at my place. Well, and the first transport for today is a rocket. I do not know whether it should be attributed to the transport, but I decide that it will be logical. If it delivers Melonov to a certain place, then it is a transport. And this rocket already exists as a mod, but unfortunately I can't put a melon there yet, and that's a bit of a problem. But I think that in principle it's all solvable, and let's see what it's made of. Look how cool and beautiful it really is. On the left fender we have a melon. It is a kind of logo. I think it is clear to everyone, and in principle it looks quite appropriate here. In principle it is logical, because in life they only fly upwards. So far I have not realized my idea in my head as I wanted, because originally I wanted to make the rocket fly, and the modular part, which initially gives the impetus to move the rocket upwards, it should detach. And so far this modular part we have it is one piece with the ship, and so far I haven't fully realized this yet. But I think it is quite possible to do it, just to draw the modular part separately and to draw the ship separately. I think it's an interesting and cool idea to connect it so that it would be a different construction, that is, it would be two different constructions, which are then connected together with the help of conditional wires, and when they start flying, then with the help of some explosion it could be disconnected. In general, the rocket looks like this, and let's move on to the next transport, because there will be a lot of transport today and I would like to give time to each transport so that it is not too time consuming. The next vehicle on our list is a ship. I've already made a video about it and basically it's gotten a pretty cool amount of views. It's gone up for you. I could basically put it out to the public if you're very interested. And since I already had a video about it, I'm not going to focus on it too much. I just think it deserves to be on this list. If you like this ship, then write in the comments, how do you like it? Just really interesting on the idea, and as for me very well fits into the theme of Melon Playground, and most importantly it is a mod that can download absolutely everyone if I put it out, and in principle problems with the installation will not be. Write in the comments how many points out of 10 deserves a ship. Well, and we move on to the next transport. Well, the next transport is the bathyscaphe. About it was also in the video, and as for me it is also quite interesting, and in principle bathyscaphe in itself and its structure and its beauty and its theme is very even fits into the Melon Playground. It looks especially cool in a stack with a ship, so I think it would be interesting if it was added to the chalk playground. And in general a lot of transportation deserves attention, but for some reason the developers instead add a scooter, which is now absolutely no one in demand. Well, the bathyscaphe itself is just very beautiful and as I think deserves attention not only in my list, but in principle to get into the game. Write in the comments your opinion. The next transport is already airborne and it is a helicopter. About the helicopter already many people have talked, and as I think for a long time has long been Nadrabat question of how to add it to the game, because we have ground transportation in the form of a conditional jeep or scooter, here the same PTR. We do not have only flood transport in air, and I think that the helicopter would just fit perfectly into this list. Here really make it as it seems to me quite simple, and control, I think that the concept of this control, I think the developers sometime yes will come up with. Helicopter is not just some concept, it's a matter of time. Sooner or later developers will add it to the game, because content is released all the time and helicopter will soon become a necessity. Write your opinion in the comments. Well, the next transportation in our list is again land-based, and it's a motorcycle. And as I think it is the most average in this list, because in fact it is not necessary, there are already such transports as a scooter, there is such a transport as a car in the form of a Jeep, there is a APC. Not so interesting anymore, but still, as a variation, why not? It is quite beautiful. On your screen you can see my version of the proposed motorcycle. And in principle, I think it would be quite appropriate to add it to the game. Again, write your opinion in the comments. Well, the next transportation is the most unusual because it's the last thing on my mind. And that's the hot air balloon. There was already a video about it too, but I'd still like to add it to this list, because a balloon. It's very beautiful, interesting, it's something unusual, it's something that developers can add to the game, because in fact we once had a parachute and now you wonder why they invented this parachute at all, why it's needed, but imagine how cool it will look flying a balloon. You hook a parachute on Melon and this Melon jumped from this balloon. I think just as the very essence of this concept, it's just very cool, interesting. What do you think about it? And let's move on to the next transport. Well, next in line we have a tank. As if all the military transportation that could be collected, we have already collected. This is a conditional APC, this is a Jeep, and basically everything that could be thought of has already been thought of. The only thing missing is a tank and a fighter plane. Well, fighter, as for me, too unrealizable idea, because we have limited map conditions. That is, in fact, the fighter will not even have time to accelerate, and it is the most useless idea that can be invented. A tank, on the other hand, why not? And then next up is the train. I don't know how relevant this is, because again, our map is quite short and the train will be quite difficult to fit. Except that the head of the train and the carriage can be put, all the rest is as if it is superfluous. I do not know. Well, here before your eyes my type of realization of the train. I do not know how interesting it is, in principle, as for me, as a difficult idea in the realization. I do not know how relevant it will be in Chalk Playground, but still in the form of variability, why not? You can do something simpler, like a wagon like in Minecraft, perhaps why not? Also cool would be an idea, cool thing. That is the main feature of the train is the rails. Why not put them on the rails to, let's say you can do a mechanism with objects to send, let's say on the rails, just some items from the carriage. That is, it would be like me, very cool. Again, your opinion write in the comments. Well, I do not know how much it is really cool personally. My assessment of the relevance of the train somewhere around 6 out of 10. Put of course your assessment in the comments. And the penultimate transport, which is the 9th. It's a snowmobile. As for me, the strangest idea that came to my mind, but if there is such an opportunity, why not? In principle, it would be cool if the developers to the New Year update rolled us winter, that is, snowdrifts, some contact with Melon to be. I think it would be cool, though I do not know how it can be realized, but in principle why not in a snowmobile that can walk on the snow. That would be like me, very cool and cool idea in principle, its essence, but I do not know how much it will be really possible, though imagine here is really going to snow, you know, such light winter music playing in the background, and you take your Melon, put on a snowmobile, you roll on the snow, and on the surface of our map it would be like me, just really atmospheric, interesting, and pretty cool. Your opinion of course write in the comments. Well, let's move on to the last transportation of the day, but obviously not the worst. And the last transportation for today is the Moonwalker. It was very strange to me why the developers added the moon and didn't add a lot of items for the moon, because they basically blew their hype. All they added was the moon and a spacesuit. I would also be very interested if the developers would finally fix those stars. They honestly just look as awful as possible. When they were added it was fun and interesting, but after a while you look at them and it's honestly not beautiful. These stars are just awful. You may not agree with this opinion, but as I think it could have been fixed a long time ago, because look, you pull the screen and it's all somehow so strange looking, all crooked. This is my opinion, I would fix it. And here, for the moon I think it would be very interesting if they would add a moon rover, and let's say a conditional rocket, as at the beginning of the list, and imagine you are flying on the rocket, and then you can put the moon rover on the map of the moon. That can easily move around the moon, as I think it's very interesting and cool, let's say to maintain interest for the moon. What do you think about it? Write in the comments. Well, this is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching, good luck, goodbye, and remember buddy, as always, see you the other day.